So high to the kitchen sink. Learning the ABCs of cookery, making sure you're seen and heard in the kitchen. Satisfying eyes that are bigger than stomachs can be fun for all. So join our guests from Diane Abbott to Terence Conran, from Jane Asher to Rick Wakeman for a masterclass in miniature. Junior MasterChef, starting tonight, 5:30 on BBC One.
First on BBC One, Lifeline, which includes Sir David Attenborough's appeal on behalf of Learning Through Landscapes.
Hello. We begin with this month's Lifeline appeal, which is made by Sir David Attenborough on behalf of Learning Through Landscapes.
In an increasingly dangerous society, school grounds are vitally important spaces. They provide children with one of their first experiences of the outside world. It's in playgrounds that they mix with others of their own age and begin to understand people and places. And yet so many schools in Britain, particularly in urban areas, offer little more than what look like desolate prison yards. Is it any wonder that so often the result is unhappiness and antisocial behaviour? Fortunately, there are safe spaces where children can learn to communicate and care for each other. I'm a trustee of an organisation called Learning Through Landscapes. Our aim is to help schools all over Britain provide an exciting environment for over 9 million children. The help we offer ranges from a telephone call with advice to specialist training for teachers and other professionals involved. This school is a model of what can be achieved when teachers, parents and children work together.
There are many benefits in having a well-developed setting to the school. One of them is the social side, that you relate to people much better when you are surrounded by hospitable things, by trees, by birds and small animals. The outdoor classroom can stretch the imagination. And if you're outside in a setting which you feel has been very carefully prepared for you, you practice a mode of behaviour which is much more social, much more responsible.
Involving children in developing their school grounds promotes a much more positive view of the environment. It discourages fandom. It encourages that kind of care and concern for the environment that we all wish to see in children.
Do you like it better inside or outside the school?
I like it better on the playground.
Why?
Because there's more activities.
As a naturalist, I'm quite sure it's extremely important for children to have the opportunity to look and to learn about ponds and butterflies, wildflowers, the soil, the natural world.
You know what you're going to do? You're going to be doing cheering.
What's special for me about this school is the tremendous welcome you feel when you're here, the love and the warmth that there is around. All the children here are instilled with this tremendous sense of respect for living things. I'm sure that the seeds sown here will stand them in good stead for the future.
More recently, Learning Through Landscapes has been looking at how important this kind of work is for children with special needs. For a child who has a visual impairment, has no hearing, uses a wheelchair, or even has learning difficulties, a carefully planned environment can make all the difference.
The learning curves can be used in a variety of ways. Children come out here, they can play, they can have fun, they can use it as a leisure pursuit. But just as importantly, they come out here to work on science, maths, and develop their educational skills as well.
Okay, big pull. You're going to watch the water come down the chute, okay?
Kate needs to have an active involvement with the world around her. She she needs to learn to touch, to feel, to handle objects and to investigate them. And the learning curves, particularly the water feature, motivates her to want to do that.
Of course, all children flourish in imaginatively developed grounds. In the past 5 years, Learning Through Landscapes has helped more than 8,000 schools to develop their grounds. I need not remind you that a happy child is a fulfilled child. Learning Through Landscapes has set itself the target. 2000, all our children will have the kind of school grounds they most surely deserve. As a national charity, we rely upon donations. Please send us what you can and help us achieve that dream. Thank you.
If you'd like to give, you can do so now using major credit cards by phoning 0181 992 7766. That's 0181 992 7766. The lines will be open for the next 2 hours and we'll give you the address for postal donations at the end of the programme. The international charity WaterAid has produced a new schools pack for 5 to 11-year-olds. Water Performance uses drama, dance, music, puppet and mask making to explore water problems and their solutions in developing countries. Song sheets and a scripted play highlight the plight of millions of children every day who don't have safe water on tap. For a copy, please call 0171 233 4800. That's 0171 233 4800. The packs are free, but a donation of £6 will cover production costs. Or why not fundraise for WaterAid? The Time and Tide Trust are on the lookout for 7 very special people in search of the challenge of a lifetime. In September 1996, when 15 identical yachts raced around the world in the BT Global Challenge, one of them will be crewed by men and women who've overcome a disability. Time and Tide needs 7 more determined volunteers, and they would also like to hear from potential commercial sponsors. For more information, write to the Time and Tide Trust, PO Box 61, Hedge End, Southampton, SO30 2ZP. That's PO Box 61, Hedge End 2ZP. Joanna.
Now, not many people know, but London Zoo is a registered charity and needs lots of supporters, apart from those who visit the zoo, to help it in its fight to protect endangered species and threatened habitats. You can do your bit to help right now by signing up for the 2nd Life Cycle London to Southend bike ride on Sunday, July the 30th. All the money raised through sponsorship will go towards vital renovation to the aquarium. So sign up now and pedal for a piranha. Call 01225 480130. That's 01225 480130. Friday, August the 4th marks the 125th birthday of the British Red Cross, a unique organisation which we've all come to depend on in time of war and peace. On that day, 125 beacons will be lit in celebration across the UK, and you're asked to support the one in your area. For more details, call 0990 125 125. That's 0990 125 125. And a special documentary about the British Red Cross will be shown on Sunday, July the 30th at 10:35 p.m. on BBC One. Narrated by Sir Dirk Bogarde, Red, White and True takes a voyage of discovery through time, from the origins of the Red Cross and Red Crescent movement on the battlefields of Solferino to the unique work of the British Red Cross today in the UK and abroad.
And finally, as promised earlier, here is the address for your postal donations to this month's Lifeline appeal. Sir David Attenborough, Learning Through Landscapes, Free Post, Winchester, Hampshire, SO23 9BR. That's Free Post, Winchester, Hampshire, SO23 9BR. Please make your cheques out to Learning Through Landscapes. That address is also in Radio Times, and full details of today's programme are on page 614 of CFAX.
Sunday night on BBC One, and at 7...
The word divorce has never been mentioned in this family.
No.
Something your father might want, even if I don't.
At 7:30, have they got the answer?
No.
At 8...
You mean
you tell me you didn't realise this man was dead?
Well, people don't talk that much anymore. Look, I'm just delivering a tray, right? If the guest isn't singing, "Oh, what a beautiful morning," I don't immediately think, "Oh, there's another one, snuffed it in the night."
At 8:35, it's Sharon's lucky night.
Oh, you really know how to have a good time, didn't you?
I used to. And I could do with being reminded.
And at 9:05...
Eddie, I just want you to know that if I was the kind of guy who did that kind of thing, I'd be hugging you now.
a brand new series of the Preston Front. Sunday night on BBC One. This Tuesday, BBC One brings you the best in sporting action.
Oh, my goodness.
The highs, the lows, the thrills and the spills. Join the experts for a blow-by-blow account of Auntie's Sporting Bloomers. Tuesday, 8:30 on BBC One.
The search begins now on BBC One to discover just who'll become the young gastronome of 1995 as we join Lloyd Grossman for the first heat in this year's Junior MasterChef.
Welcome to Junior MasterChef and the second series of our cookery competition for 10 to 15-year-olds. Once again, our team has been all over Britain holding cook-offs, and with the help of food experts throughout the country, we've selected 3 of the most talented young cooks from each region to battle over the next 3 months for this trophy and the title of Junior MasterChef of Britain. For the winner, there's a grand prize of a wonderful tailor-made holiday in the sun or the snow for 4 people. The 2 runners-up will be consoled with a luxury break for 4 at Armathwaite Hall in Cumbria. As last time, we'll be asking our young chefs to cook a main course and a pudding for 2 people with a budget of just £10. They've got 90 minutes on the clock. I'll be reminding you of some of the rules as we go along, but first let's meet our 3 cooks who all come from London. Our first cook of the series in the Red Kitchen, 15-year-old Ben Dom. He's from Childs Hill. If you're having a party, Ben's the man you need. He's an extremely impressive juggler. Balls, clubs, and even firebrands are a specialty. Another of Ben's passions is animation, and with some of his bar mitzvah funds, he acquired a camera and tripod and is now producing some pretty professional results. Tony Hart, watch out. Ben's also a collector of phone cards, many of which are now rather valuable. But most of the common or garden green ones have found their way into Ben's wardrobe as a trendy waistcoat. In the Yellow Kitchen, Oriomi Abiola, known as Yomi, who lives in Hampstead. Yomi's 12 and she's at Queen's College in Harley Street, where modern dancing is probably her favorite subject. As you can see, Yomi has beautifully braided hair, and all the women in her family help one another with this tricky creative task. Yomi's become something of an expert at it.
On guard.
She's equally impressive when it comes to fencing, her latest passion, and she's fortunate to have Olympic fencer Fiona McIntosh as her teacher. In the Blue Kitchen, 15-year-old Tom Slack. Tom comes from Charlton. He's an extremely keen sailor and spends many a thrilling afternoon on the lake at Thamesmead battling with the elements. Boats of the past also excite Tom, and he and his family are frequent visitors to the nearby Cuddy Sark with its dramatic collection of figureheads. Even further in the past comes Tom's ever-expanding collection of fossils and crystals, but you must have an eye for it. Well, welcome to all of you. It's the start of the competition. I can't wait to see how you're going to kick it off. So for our first menu of the year, Ben, tell us what you're going to be cooking.
I'm going to be cooking spicy chicken and yogurt, raffle style, and it's going to have a side salad and rice, and for dessert I'm going to have baklava.
Is raffle style the hotel or the jewel thief? We'll find out later. Yomi, what's on your menu?
For my main course I'm making seafood couscous served with poached salmon, and for my pudding I'm doing pears cooked in red wine served with zabaione.
Wonderful. Very good Italian. Tom, what are you cooking for us?
I'm cooking happy veal with a stuffing of mushrooms, sun-dried tomatoes and capers, followed by surprise, surprise, soup pastry.
Well, I look forward to meeting Scylla in your kitchen later on. Now it's time to send you all off to work. Have a really, really good time. Best of luck, and let's get cooking. Well, I must say this effigy has never really made the earth move for me, but it did such a good job of looking after the trophy last year, we might as well give it a job again and get a load of the outfit. Each week I'll be joined by 2 guest judges who will help me assess the cooking of our young competitors. We'll visit the kitchens together, we'll look at the ingredients and see what our contestants are up to. We're getting the new series off to a great start with 2 regal judges. First, the king of the walk, Ken Holm, and the queen of the national lottery, and sometimes breakfast television too, Anthea Turner. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you very much.
Ken, a lot of the best chefs in Britain are increasingly people who were self-taught, and many of them have come to cooking actually at a fairly advanced age. How important do you think it is to start cooking as a child?
Well, I think it's important because I started when I was 11, so I can really sympathize with those who are starting young. And I think it's a little bit like learning a language. It's some things you acquire when you're really young, and I think it's a little bit harder when you get older. I don't know.
You're saying that you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
That's right.
I was about 27, 28 when I first opened a cookery book and thought, right, this is it.
Almost in the autumn of your years.
Thank you for
the
saying
sunset
that. That's very
years.
kind of you.
Gosh, 27 when you started cooking.
You know when you're at school and you're put off cooking by the fact that you've got to probably cook things that you don't particularly like eating, and you're made to do it in a very strict way. And I'm sure it's very good for us all to learn how to do it, you know, the method way. And then I became frightened of cooking. And then I told myself I couldn't cook. And so I had no confidence at all when it came to the kitchen.
This is beginning to sound like Oprah, actually. And how did you...
Confession.
How did you regain your confidence?
Basically, I thought my husband's going to leave me if I don't learn how to cook.
That's a very good...
I thought...
But what was the first thing that you began cooking? I mean, as an 11-year-old prodigy of the walk, was it walking or not?
Well, it was really interesting. I was doing all the sort of lousy things like peeling prawns, 50 pounds of garlic. I had to, it was just awful. I always remember every Thursday I dreaded it because every other Thursday would be a big burlap bag full of conch, big sea snail that were smelly, and I had to break them open and clean them, and it was 80 pounds of it, and I had to. I thought this must be hell.
And was this just
for another life?
Was this slave labor for a family restaurant?
Yes, it was. Those are the worst.
So do you now feel perfectly confident in the kitchen?
I'm not going to go as far as to say perfectly confident, but yeah, I do have confidence in the kitchen that I know there are certain recipes that I can do, and I know that it's always going to turn out well. And in fact, last year I did something that, another confession here.
Yes, carry on.
I bought a hostess trolley, and I searched the whole of Great Britain for a hostess trolley that didn't look like a hostess trolley, and I found one. It's like a lovely little pine cabinet, and I can now sit 10 people around my dining table and do them a lovely meal and know that it's all going to... Because the problem is, you see, when you're doing dinner parties and things, it's that panic that it's not all going to end at the same time.
I think she's very smart to cook the things that she really knows well.
I think when the cook is trying out new things, that's when the guests are panicking, actually. But I know that you and Peter and your hostess trolley will be happy for many decades.
Hey, there's nothing better than being able to invite a whole load of friends round and give them some food.
Absolutely.
Good food. It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It is, it's great.
And we're now going to test your kitchen confidence. And we're going to start seeing what our young cooks are up to. You come in the red kitchen with me. Can you go off to the yellow kitchen?
Right.
And then we'll all meet up.
Okay, terrific.
Excellent. Yeah.
you doing?
Okay.
What stage are you at?
Is this sugar syrup?
Yep. But don't tell me, I bet you're going to ask me, what sort of person would make a dish like this? With lovely aroma.
That's a very interesting...
Were you?
No, I was going to say, just...
Very good that was, Ben.
That was extremely good.
That was excellent.
And what you're doing there is layering the phyllo, yeah?
Yeah, I'm layering the phyllo for the baklava, and I've just put the nuts on.
And are you using pistachios, almonds?
Pistachio and walnuts.
It's awfully good, baklava.
I've never had it.
Well, you're in for
I'm
a
going
treat.
to.
I want to know about the Raffles-style spiced chicken. Obviously, sort of Singaporean-ish.
Yeah.
Is this here, is it? Marinating?
It's this one here, yeah. It's in a marinade at the moment, which I've made.
What's the marinade?
It's got lemongrass, a bit of soya, onions, garlic. That's...
Marinade for?
Well, at the moment, it's going to marinate for about half an hour, so...
Every contestant is allowed to bring in 5 items from home. Here are 3 of Ben's here. He juggles. He juggles.
Oh, my lucky juggle.
Can you show?
Go on.
Okay.
Very good.
Does this calm you down?
Yeah,
when it's all getting a bit heated?
At home, he does it with hedgehogs.
Hi, Yummy.
Hi.
What stage are you at now?
Well, I've just made my spinach. I've made my couscous.
Can I have a look at the couscous?
Sure.
And what's in there?
That's lovely.
I have shrimps.
Yeah.
Some mixed vegetables. Some stock cubes. And that's it, really. Quite basic.
And what's this spinach for?
The spinach is for the salmon. I'm going to put it around the salmon.
It's very healthy, this,
yes, it does.
this meal is, isn't it?
It sounds beautiful,
Is
the
this the sort of
colours.
food that you like eating yourself?
For special occasions, I must admit, I do like some junk food. I do like some junk food.
Truth comes out.
I normally eat it. I normally eat it on the way back from school, so my mum doesn't see me.
What do you eat?
So McDonald's,
Oh, no.
everything. But otherwise, yeah, I like all healthy foods. My sisters don't like healthy foods, but I like things like all greens, including Brussels sprouts, everything.
Well, that's more than what I like. Brussels sprouts. One of the few things in life I don't like.
Well, I'm afraid we have to interrupt this recipe for a special edition of Crime Watch UK, because Ken and I couldn't help noticing that this rather beautiful copper saucepan of Tom says Capital Hotel on it. I know they've been missing rather a lot of kitchen equipment lately. Any comments, or I think it's better if you don't say anything. Okay, we'll draw a discreet veil over it. What are you doing?
We won't denounce him.
No, not yet.
Just about to cook the stuffing for the veal.
What's the veal going to be stuffed with? Sun-dried tomatoes,
mushrooms, and capers.
And you said when you were telling us the recipe, you said happy veal. So this is
humanely, one that's been
humanely raised veal.
Yes. Humanely raised, yeah.
What sort of mushrooms have you got? Just sort of ordinary old button mushrooms?
Because they've got a lot of water in them.
Right.
And the stuffing needs to be moist.
Oh, I
when the meat's cooked, if it hasn't got any moisture in it, it will dry out and it won't be very nice.
That sounds very plausible to me, actually. That's very good.
It's going to be a television cook, I can tell.
I think so. I think it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
Your pudding. Just tell us about surprise.
There's it's a surprise, firstly, because the choux pastry is in the shape of an exclamation mark. And secondly, inside that you can't see, I piped cream. And when you open it up, there's sort of like the surprise of the cream.
Oh, that's right. So it's like a sort of upscale eclair of some sort. Right, well, let's just talk about the menus. Ben is doing Raffles-style, we have a macro close-up of it, Raffles-style spiced chicken with yogurt and lettuce, long grain and wild rice with pine kernels and walnuts, and then Rue's fragrant baklava. Do you like the sound of that?
It sounds very Middle Eastern inspired, doesn't it? It seems as if he has perhaps had some of these dishes and have been inspired by the spices and the flavors of the Middle East.
Does this menu intrigue you?
This does particularly. I was intrigued really by the fact that He was marinating it the way he wanted. It's something that people forget to do with meats an awful lot, and it makes such a lot of difference
Especially
to the taste
with chicken,
and the yes,
which
it
is so
becomes so
bland.
tender.
Yes.
Let's look at Yomi's menu. Now she's doing seafood couscous served with poached Scottish salmon. That's very multicultural, and then pears cooked in red wine served with zabaglione. Do you like that menu?
This would be a menu that if I was in a restaurant, I would probably choose. I love fish. I love the smells, the aroma that was coming from the pears and the beautiful sort of mulled wine that they were being poached in.
Very
and very
good.
healthy as well.
Yes.
So this menu could be, I mean, even though we're mixing the Middle East with Scotland and Italy, it could actually work very well.
It's interesting because this reminds me of menus that are being served in restaurants now, with a lot of young chefs who are doing this kind of mixing, taking things from everywhere.
Let's look at Tom's menu. He's doing a veal escallop, a happy veal escallop, I should say, stuffed with sun-dried tomatoes, mushrooms, onions, garlic, and capers, served with a wine, cream, and reduced juices sauce. And then the mystery pudding called Surprise, Surprise. I'm very worried if they start naming puddings after television programs. Do you like that menu?
I'm intrigued by it. I think either it's going to be fabulous, fantastic, a knockout, or in the way he's moving, he seems to be very, very skilled.
And what do you reckon, Anthea?
Ditto.
Oh, that's interesting. See, I think this could be a very, very enticing dish.
Yeah, this is one that's going to be decided on the plate. Or we should say on the palate then.
Yes.
And as for surprise, surprise, well,
Hey.
Ken and I are a little bit more in the know than you are. We've got an idea what it is.
I shall take your
but
lead.
I don't think we'll tell her.
No.
Right, Ben, what's your next trick?
Now I'm just popping in the chicken
You're going to grill
into the grill, yeah.
Yes. And how long are you going to cook that for?
This one's going in for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Is this your kind of food? Come on, what do you really eat?
Yes,
what do you really eat today?
Don't disappoint us and
Don't tell me you're eating this every night.
Well, recently my family have to put up with this every night.
Do you like to eat this?
Yeah, I like anything that's sort of not English.
Yeah?
English sort
What's
of gets
wrong with
boring.
English
It gets
food?
boring after a while.
Do you know, I think we put ourselves down, you know.
He likes exotica.
Well, I know we said we weren't going to show you what the surprise was, but
You couldn't resist.
why not? Why not? And it's these bits of choux pastry, which are going to be filmed. Is that a sort of creme chantilly that you're filling it with?
Ask him to say that in English.
In English, please.
What are you filling it with?
Thank you.
Cream with calvados and apple puree in it.
I must say, I'm very
Yeah,
keen on things with calvados.
I know. Looks a bit gorgeous, this does.
How do you pronounce it? You do it the proper way, don't you?
Zabaglione.
Zabaglione. Has that come out to your satisfaction?
Yes, I think so.
Are you going to put the pears cooked in red wine on top of that?
No, I'm going to serve that separately.
Sort of like a accompaniment.
Yeah.
Ah, letting us do all the hard work.
Yes.
They look wonderful, actually.
They smell fantastic.
And what have you flavored them with?
Cloves, wine, vanilla pod sugar.
Oh, now the shocking pink 10 has appeared on the video wall. That means there's just 10 minutes of cooking time left.
Okay.
You seem very calm.
They are very calm.
Another measurement.
Well, the flashing lights tell us that 90 minutes have gone by, so bring on the baklava, the cooking time's over. In the red kitchen, Ben Dom made raffle-style spiced chicken with yogurt and lettuce, accompanied by long-grain wild rice with pine kernels and walnuts. For pudding, he gave us rose-fragrant baklava. Oriomi Abiola in the yellow kitchen prepared seafood couscous together with poached Scottish salmon. To follow, she served pears cooked in red wine with zabaione. In the blue kitchen, Tom Slack cooked veal stuffed with sun-dried tomatoes, mushrooms and capers with a sauce of wine and cream. To follow, surprise, surprise. We'll start, as always, with the red table. Ben has prepared this raffle-style spiced chicken with yogurt and lettuce, long grain and wild rice, with pine kernels and walnuts. Do you like the look of that?
I love it. It's so artistic, isn't it?
And I like it on the blue plate. It looks very nice.
And the glass as well.
I think it's very beautiful. And
I think so too.
And let's
delicious.
not stand around admiring it. I mean,
don't.
It looks delicious.
I'm going to take that little piece there.
You take that little piece. It smells wonderful, doesn't it?
It does.
Oh, I like that.
It's very nice with the yogurt.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
The seasonings are great.
Really perfect.
Very nicely balanced. Now, what's this rice like?
It's a lovely mixture.
Yes, and this probably combines very nicely.
That is really good.
Now, I bet this is your favorite here, your salad.
How's the salad?
It's very nice. Very nice.
Good.
Slightly high on the mustard for me.
A clever dish. A clever dish. Now this looks beautiful. That's the rose fragrant baklava. And I think this presentation, it looks like a cookery book illustration, doesn't it?
I was going to say it, but I didn't want to say it.
It's so beautiful, actually. You've never had baklava before, have you? Well, I think you should start.
Thank you.
Yes.
It is very buttery.
Do you like sweet things?
I love
it. It is nutty and buttery.
I think actually it's going to be a bit of a...
It also needs a bit of carving because the filet is
really,
quite resilient. I like that little scattering of
Now, what there's a pistachio on. It's nice. It's not as sweet as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, that is great baklava.
It's lovely.
The rose is a great...
It's subtle.
A great touch.
It's not too strong.
You just feel it at the... You get a little aftertaste of rose water.
But ever so slight.
All right, on to another pretty spectacularly stylish table. Yomi has...
It's like a feast for the Sultan.
It does. It's very...
Isn't it?
Extraordinarily exotic looking. This is the seafood couscous with poached Scottish salmon.
Beautifully presented. You can attack it from this side first.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll try it.
Yes. And I'm going to start it. I love couscous.
I do too.
Okay, then.
I don't think people use it enough.
And it's a nice alternative grain. That's very, very good.
That is really...
I've got a bone.
That's how you know it's a real
That's
fish.
it.
Perfectly poached.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, it looks...
Extremely moist.
It looks great. Yomi, I didn't see you poaching it. What did you put in the poaching liquid?
Some white wine, some lemon, some dill, and that's it.
Well, that is...
The combination of tastes with the spinach and the fish.
Oh, it's very well seasoned spinach, isn't it?
Yes.
This is good. I'm over seconds
That's the way
to
I
see
like
this spinach.
things. Very well seasoned.
That is great spinach. Have you tried the couscous?
I'm going to try that.
Couscous is wonderfully good.
I do. These are a lovely combination of tastes.
Yeah, that is very good. A couple of our MasterChef minions will take them away. Thank you. So this is the pears cooked in red wine and served with a little glass of zabaione. It's been very nicely poached, that actually.
The knife just slips through it.
Like butter. Very nicely poached.
Yeah, good flavour. Not too much of any spice there.
No.
And a good zabaione. Very good zabaione. And it's a nice sharpish pudding after that.
After all that.
All those spices. And clean.
Yeah. Okay. And now, on to the blue. And this is another dramatic looking dishes. From Tom, the veal escallops stuffed with sun-dried tomatoes, mushrooms, onions, garlic and capers with a wine cream happy veal juices.
This is like going to a restaurant here.
Yes, that little scattering of
Yes.
tomatoes usually adds about £30 to the price of
I have never
a plate
in my
of
life
something.
eaten veal, so I'm going to try it.
Mmm.
Delicious.
Yeah.
God, it's so tender.
That has been really well cooked, actually, and it hasn't dried out the way veal
And I
can
love
do.
the different stuffings. I actually like to try
Yeah,
the
the
sauce.
stuffing is terrific. What's interesting is that he's juggled with, sorry to use a Ben term, he's juggled with some very strong flavors. I mean, capers, garlic, and sun-dried tomatoes are all potentially overpowering.
But just
yet
enough.
Just
They combine well together.
right. Here we are.
Very witty, this is.
This is the Scylla, pudding a la Scylla. This is
This is what you were waiting for.
This is what I was waiting for.
And what's the sauce, Tom?
Blackberries, creme de cassis, tiny bit of sugar.
Ooh. Wow. Oh, that is good, actually. That is good.
Thank you.
There's a piece for you.
Yes.
Oh.
Take some.
Oh my God.
Very nice surprise. That cream.
That cream is delicious. Very good.
This is very hard. This is not easy.
Don't worry, it's about to get worse because we actually have to go off and decide who the winner's going to be. So let's go off to our judgely huddle. I'm just thinking, I thought the chicken was absolutely fabulous. And all those spices were great. And it was also cooked to just the right degree because chicken breast is potentially so
boring.
Boring.
I thought that the baklava was absolutely gorgeous. The only thing that I thought was because we'd used sort of the pine nuts in with the main meal, that I felt you got two sort of quite nutty tastes.
I thought the couscous was really very, very tasty. It was incredibly well seasoned, and the poached salmon was cooked to perfection. I mean, it was not too cooked, and it went very well with the spinach.
The sort of the highly seasoned tastes to start off with, and the fish, then the pears really balanced it up. And I didn't feel like I'd had a lot to eat.
Yes.
If I'd have been allowed to have eaten all the rest of it.
I was afraid that perhaps the stuffing might be too strong for the veal. It would just overwhelm the thing. But I was surprised at how it all came together in a very nice way. The dessert was out of this world. I mean, I thought it was perfectly executed. It was very flavorful and it shows great skills.
And they were all actually excellent.
Actually, it's a hard decision, and I'm very surprised. I was skeptical. I mean, I've done the other MasterChef, but to see young people cooking like this, there's great hope.
They did it as well as that.
It's fantastic.
We've nibbled, quibbled, and ruminated and come to our conclusions, but before I tell you who the first junior master chef of this new series is, I'd like to ask Anthea and Ken to sum up their thoughts about some of the really wonderful food we tried. What do you think, Anthea?
Well, of course, as far as I'm concerned, there are two things that I've never tasted before, which was baklava and also veal. So I'd like to thank Tom and Ben for introducing me to those.
So it was an educational experience.
It was an educational experience, you're
Ken,
quite right.
what did you think?
Well, I was so impressed by all of them. Tom's dessert was, I thought was pretty fabulous. And I mean, I thought her couscous was out of this world. I mean, it was just really wonderful. And I could think of many specific things I would love to eat again.
Excellent. We had a pretty intense session of soul and palate searching. We have to have a winner because, of course, there's not a competition without a winner. And the winner this week is Ben Dom. So many congratulations to Ben, the first amateur juggler to be London's new junior master chef. Ben goes through to the semi-finals. Now next week we'll be joined by a man who can run faster than most of us can think. That's Roger Black, and half of the dynamic duo at the wonderful River Cafe, Ruthie Rogers. We'll all be judging 3 contestants from the Southwest. Meanwhile, many thanks to Anthea Turner and to Ken Holm for being such happy and hungry judges. Thanks to Ben, to Yomi, and to Tom for getting the series off to such a stupendous start. And see you all next week for Junior MasterChef.